Kong and Godzilla.
Stop it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
All right, from Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, please welcome Curtis Cook.
What? Oh my God, it's deafening. It's deafening. Please sit down, everyone. Sit down.
That was wild. Good to see you, sir.
Oh, this is my co-star right here.
Actually, though,
Marisol, hello. Come to see gorgeous.
we are going to get into that in just a little bit.
Second.
So we were just using slang from this generation,
Okay.
and the floor crew, who's half our age, they were like, "Please stop it."
Please stop. We were saying things like lit and
Come on, fam.
Yeah.
fam.
No
and
cap.
No
Yeah.
cap.
My son, when I'm driving and he's in the car with me, my youngest son, who's 22, he's one of the twins, and I'm driving, I'm talking to my friend. He's like, "Dad, I can't stand listening to you." Harlem is his name. I can't stand listening to y'all talk. I'm like, "What are you saying?" We're like, "What's up, bro? Yeah, man, that's good. Down to the diggity." No, we didn't say down to the diggity. No, we ain't said that. But we almost want to say it. But
I wish you would.
he'd be like, "Dad, I'm not riding with you anymore." I'm like,
See?
"Yeah, that's how
See?
you keep them out the car."
I feel like the privilege of embarrassing our kids is something that we've earned
Yes.
as parents, right?
Yes,
The
yeah.
joy of embarrassing. All right, let's talk TV. Huge show. Not just because of the size of the monsters on the show, but also a huge global franchise as well. What is it like stepping into something that's doing so well and that it's such a different world from some of the stuff you've done in the past?
It's a different world.
Yeah.
It's like, and we shot in Australia, which also I had never been before in my life. So that was also a different world. And then you get there and it's like these green screens and all of that stuff happening. So it's kind of like, what's really going on? And the people were so grounded and the characters were so grounded. So it felt real until I got home and started watching it like y'all watching. I'm like, oh, that's what that was.
That's what that was about.
Oh, was I scared enough? Because I don't know if I was scared enough.
Wait,
but
did they brief you? I mean, you're standing in front of a
Yeah.
green screen. They're like, okay, what you're seeing is a giant tentacle come out of the ocean. Like, did they give you all that?
Yeah, they do. And a couple of times, it's like they put like a dot, so our eye lines are all connected at the same place. And so you're kind of looking at this dot, and I'm always like, are you looking at the same dot I'm looking at? Because I don't want to be that one. You know what I mean? It's like,
looking at a
why is
different
Curtis
dot?
looking over there. It's like, yes, get him. Nobody's looking over there. It's just me. But no, yeah, they kind of break it all down.
They kind of help you out.
Yeah, and they have models sometimes too, and they kind of show us this is what he's kind of going to look like. But nothing compares to actually seeing it.
Seeing it.
Seeing it.
Yeah.
I would,
It's like,
tell us
what?
about your character, who's may or may not be looking at the dot.
Right, all the time. So Barris he's the new Monarch leader. He comes in and he makes sure that all is going well with the logistics of the corporation as well as the people on the land. He really cares about how folk are being saved, because I think that in his past he also had an incident with the monsters that we may or may not hear about later.
Oh, that we may or may not hear about.
Yeah, you see, I done messed up, but y'all gonna get me fired already.
No, you know what?
I'm
The
about-
snipers are not here today.
Oh,
we
good.
left.
Yeah.
And I get to have this? I get to have this?
Take
That
it
is
home with you.
The
Okay,
freshest
For sure.
water from the East River.
Right?
It's delicious this time of
When
year.
we say we are New York's own, so is the water. Just so you know. A lot of fans obviously know you from The Chi, and a few years ago, this is so great, and I think it's such a good career moment. You saw the billboard, right? Yourself on a billboard in Times Square, and you had a really emotional response. And here's a little bit of what you wrote about this.
Yeah.
I have walked these streets. No, wait, stop. You read this. Let's go back.
Yeah.
You
I
read this,
can't
'cause
see
in
that. I ain't
your-
got
in
no
your
glasses
voice.
on. What?
Yeah.
I can't see that.
I have walked these streets
Yeah.
of New York City Times Square for 30 years, dreaming, praying, hoping, wishing for a moment like this. And there is your face in Times Square. So good. What did it feel like standing there seeing yourself?
Man, y'all gonna mess me up right now. Honestly, I can feel it welling up. I came to New York and I got out of school and graduated college in '89. And I got here about 1990. And I was primarily doing theater. And you would walk past and you see these signs. It wasn't anything as big as it is now. Times Square was a little different, but there were billboards all over the place. And all I really wanted was to have my name outside of a marquee. Curtis Cook is in this Broadway show somewhere, right? And then as the years went on, the marquees got bigger, the signs got bigger, they became all of these things. I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? I'm working, I have a family, it's gonna be all right. Come to a few years later, you walk down and all you see is this huge head of me standing over these folk, and it's from the work that I've done to get there. And it made me feel so amazingly satisfied, appreciative, grateful. I say this all the time, the Chi owes me nothing. The work that I was able to do there, the people that I was able to meet there, helped me in so many amazing ways. And that was my last season there, and that's what I get to take home with me. And I'm trying to keep it together so much, JD and Urso, because it's a small thing in the scheme of the world and life or whatever, but it's a huge thing to somebody like myself who has only been acting. That's all I've ever done in my life. And it was a great moment, JD.
Who's the first person you sent that to? You took a picture of that. Who was the first person you wanted to share it with?
Well, my wife. I think actually my wife had seen him before I had, because she was on Broadway at the time in The Lion King.
Right.
And so it was outside of the window. She was like, "Oh, it's down here." And so I was like, "What? Oh, but I'm getting down there. I'll be down there in a minute." So who did I send it to? I wish I could say my mother. My mother's no longer here. JD, you know, messed me up because now I'm trying to think, who did I send it to? I sent it to myself. And I kept looking at it.
It's all good. We have to talk about one other piece of your career, very important to us here.
This is more important, but clearly you manifested that moment.
I see what you did there.
That was beautiful. That segue.
And I manifested being your co-star. I didn't, but it happened. So JD just learned that, look at my forehead. Best, I got the standard after day rate, and I'm still getting residuals for that forehead.
There she is. So
there she is. Come on.
For the folks at home, I don't know if we can go back to that first shot, but for the folks at home, the forehead. There she is.
Oh, and the mouth open.
I'm so shocked.
Oh.
Okay, so Manifest is a show. We shot in 2018.
Is that what it was?
It was 2018. I only know this because it was my first year with the New York Mets. And I went out there, and my call time was 8:30. I think we shot that scene at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember they take you from your trailer in a van to this train wreck, and I was sitting next to you, and your character wore a hat, and I was like, oh my God. I know this guy. He's super famous. So we're essentially co-stars.
Yes, we are. Yes,
so you're welcome for whatever Emmys or whatever.
Well, it was because of your performance.
I mean, I tried.
That allowed me to continue on to get to Australia. Now I'm working with Godzilla. If you hadn't happened, Godzilla and King Kong would not be.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, you were the warm-up forehead, and now he's got Godzilla's forehead, and it's like
it's a lot. It's a lot of foreheads.
No,
it was. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you for making that show successful, because I love those residual checks.
I don't think it is the last time that we have seen Curtis's face in Times Square.
Right.
Thank you so much for being with us, man.
Thank you so much.
So nice chatting with you.
Great. And I'm taking this home.
That is your mug and your water.
No cap.
As
that's
well.
real. You know.
That's for real. Check him out in Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, streaming on Apple TV+. You'll be seeing it as he's seeing it for the first time, with all the green screen gone and all the monsters in.
Unbelievable. What a treat.